Hey everybody, what I've got here is the Votagoo or Votago Multifunctional Survival Kit, and we're going to check it out right now on Kit Bashed Survival. Alright, so I picked this up on Amazon for $26, and the reason I was drawn to it is because it actually looks different than 99% of the other survival kits that are on Amazon. By that I mean most of the ones you find on Amazon are the China specials, as I call them. You know, they look like this, or sometimes they're black like this, or they come in a bag similar to this, but they're all basically the same. From what I can tell, there's some factory in China that makes these things for everybody. They'll give you a selection of the gear you can have inside, and the gear ranges from anywhere between, you know, somewhat useful to almost completely useless. And then they'll slap your brand on the front and call it a day, and you can sell it on Amazon with some weird made-up brand name for anywhere between 25 and 50 bucks. So when I saw this, I thought, well, you know, at least they've gone to the trouble of making something that looks unique and unlike anything else. So I thought, okay, let's check it out and see how it is. Now, I don't have high hopes for it. I don't think it's going to be the best survival kit ever made by any means. But, you know, I am curious to see what's inside and how it does. So we'll get the plastic wrap off. And hopefully you can see it a little better now without the glare from the plastic wrap. You know, they've gone to the trouble to make an attractive looking box. I'll give them credit for that. So, Votagoo, some weird made up name, multifunctional outdoor survival kits, fishing, camping, emergency, compass, hiking. Same thing on that side. And then on this side, it's got silver writing, which looks nice in person, but it might be hard to see it on the video. But it says flint, fire starter, compass, folding knife, flashlight, whistle, fishing line, fish hook, wire saw, soft jerk bait, match rope, whatever that is, and Band-Aid. It just says Band-Aid. So yeah, interesting. Now, they do have a Votago store on Amazon where they sell other sort of tactical gear like pants and backpacks and stuff like that. And they look like they're, you know, decent quality. So we'll see. Now, this is marketed as, one of the things in the description, it says gift for men. And, you know, survival kits as gifts is evidently a thing. And so that probably explains the nice packaging. I mean, it's a really nice box. All right. So we got the product manual. Shows how to use everything. Survival gear list. Did they give me 2 product manuals? Yeah, I guess they accidentally gave me 2. All right, and we got a lifetime warranty registration card. Okay. Now, here it doesn't say Votagoo, it says antarcticoutdoors.com. I'll have to check that out. Email antarcticanew@163.com. So, odd. Votagoo here, and then antarcticoutdoors.com for customer service. Lifetime warranty, though. Okay. All right, so we've got this thing. Got a little wristband strap thing. And we've got a couple of batteries. These are CR1220 batteries. Oh, got one more thing. Got a little screwdriver. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the packaging is first rate. I will give them props for that. So, there's the main event. I'm assuming this wrist thing straps up. There it goes, right here. Okay. Well, again, very nice packaging. Yeah, so the plastic seems pretty well made. And we got some gear on the bottom. You know, this thing looks really familiar. It looks like that Survive Outdoors Longer survival kit that I reviewed a few years ago. Let me grab that. Yeah. Look at that. So clearly, okay, there's a factory in China making these, and they'll brand them how you want them, I guess. Although this one does have a little window in the front for a signal mirror. So we'll compare these two. Interesting. Slight difference in the construction, so this might be like an updated version, but almost identical. All right, well, let's open it up and check out what's inside. So we got a wire saw. Your typical wire saw. It's got some nice size pull rings. Not great, but better than nothing. Then we've got some fishing line, and there's 2 hooks in there. 2 very small hooks, but you know, it's not really strong fishing line either. It's probably 8-pound test or 15-pound test or something like that. So there's the fishing line. And come on, little hook. There we go. 2 little hooks. These are very small. You're not going to be catching anything big with those, but you know, again, it's better than nothing. Nice quality Ziploc bags. I mean, they really tried to make a quality product here. Here's what they mean by match cord or match rope. It's basically jute twine. Okay, I can live with that. It will help you build a fire. I mean, that is true. Then we got our fishing lure. It's a single rubber lure. And then we got these things, so these little balls down here. I don't know what those are. Come out. There we go. Okay, so we got the little rubber lure there. And then we got these little balls. They're hard. I'm not sure what you do with these. Okay, I think I got it figured out. These are basically dehydrated fish eggs, kind of like salmon eggs that you would use for bait. So you soak them in water for a few minutes and they expand out to that. And it's kind of like a soft gelatinous thing. I don't know if it's a real salmon egg or a fake salmon egg, but I think that's what it's intended to emulate or be. So there it is. And then you would put that on the hook. Now these things are really tiny, and I would think that would be hard to keep up with in an emergency or survival situation. I mean, just in me handling them doing this video, I've already lost 2 or 3 of them. They fell on the floor and I'll never find them again. So if I was in the woods or something, it'd be a real challenge to keep up with these. And then even if you soak it in water and get it to expand, I mean, this thing is really slippery. So I'm not sure it's the best fit for this kind of kit, but you know, it is bait and it would work. Okay, then we've got a fire steel and a striker. I'm sure this works just fine, but we'll give it a try. Oh yeah. Works well. And then we have 2 Band-Aids. Ah, there's not just Band-Aid, there's Band-Aids. And that's it. So that's what was in the main compartment of this one. And then we'll check out the stuff on the bottom as well. Okay, good enough. All right, then we've got these tools on the bottom, just like the SOL kit. So we've got a liquid compass, which, let's see if it works. It does work. We've got this little release tab here, which, if memory serves, I think that releases the flashlight. Yeah. Flashlight / knife. So we've got... Okay, the flashlight does not work, but that might be on purpose. They might have included the batteries separately so that they don't get worn out. We'll find out in a second. And then we've got the little knife, which it's sharp. I mean, you know, it will cut something. And then there's a whistle on this end. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good whistle. So let's see if we can get this flashlight working. I'm going to have to open up this thing again and grab the batteries and the flashlight. I mean, the batteries and the screwdriver. No, the batteries are in there. I wonder if there's a spacer in there to keep it from coming on and shipping. I don't see anything. Okay, positive. That side down. Side up. Let's give it a try again. So the flashlight doesn't work, but they did give us spare batteries, so let's try those. Maybe they knew the batteries would be burned out and that's why they gave us extras. I don't know. At least they gave us extras. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Turn off. I have a theory as to why they put the extra batteries in there, but I'll come back to that in a moment. Okay, so I mean, you know, it's a single LED flashlight. It's not going to be the brightest thing in the world, but it's better than nothing. So I'll give it that. And then we've got a spark wheel here. And it works. It's kind of redundant having the fire steel and the spark wheel. However, I know from experience that these things aren't the most reliable spark wheels, because the spark wheel is fine, the flint is fine, but it's in this plastic housing, and that can come loose, and then the whole thing doesn't work. So, you know, maybe that's why they put the extra one in there. I don't know. This is a interesting thing we have here. Okay, it snaps back in there. And I always liked how, even on the Soul kit, it snapped in there so it didn't come out accidentally. And the compass goes in that way. And there we have it. The Votagoo multifunction survival kit. Now, let's see how it compares to the SOL kit. And I can't remember if I added anything to this kit back in the day. We'll find out. So on the bottom, it's the same. We've got the compass, the knife, flashlight, whistle, and the spark wheel. The only difference is they're branded for SOL rather than Votagoo. The container itself looks to be a little taller on the Votagoo. The latch is certainly longer, so it's not exactly the same. The SOL opens up that for the signal mirror, which this one does not have. And then in here, we've got the survival instructions. We've got, yeah, I did alter it. I added the medicine back in the day. We've got fishing gear, more capable fishing gear. We've got hooks and swivels. We've got safety pins, sewing needles. We've got some of that wax impregnated cotton fire tinder. We've got some cordage. We've got some snare wire, a couple band-aids, and then we've got some foil. So the SOL kit is better equipped, hands down. It's got more gear and more useful gear in it than the Votagoo kit. Yeah, they're eerily similar. It's like you can see the family resemblance, but they're not identical. Now you can see a little line here where there might have been a cutout for this compartment for the signal mirror, but the body itself is a little taller. So yeah, I don't know what to think. I don't know if there's some connection between the two. SOL is still in business. Maybe SOL, you know, leased it out to Votagoo so they could make it too. I don't know. There's too much similarity to just say it's a coincidence. I mean, there's definitely something going on here between these two. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the connection is, but there's something going on. Either they're using the same factory or there's some sort of deal between them. I don't know, but I'd rather have the SOL. Now, the SOL is much more expensive. This was $26. The SOL, I think, is like $70 or something like that. Much, much more expensive. But it is a better kit than the Votagoo. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the whole battery thing. I said that I suspected they might have thought that the batteries would be dead, and that's why they packed extra batteries in the box. And so one theory I have that explains this, it may be completely wrong, but it's just a theory. This is no longer being sold by SOL on their website. You can still find it on Amazon, but it's no longer on their site, so they may have discontinued it. And if that's the case, it may be that the folks behind Votagoo purchased the tooling or purchased the licensing for it or whatever, or talked to the factory over in Asia that was making the kit for SOL and decided to pick it up and make it for themselves. Thus, the similarity. And it may be that there was leftover stock from when SOL was making it, and they said, yeah, we'll put it in there, we'll brand it for you. And then Votagoo said, well, these have probably been sitting in a warehouse for several years. The batteries are probably bad. Let's pack some fresh batteries in the box, and that way, if they are burned out, they can replace them. So that's my theory. Maybe this is composed of leftover stuff from when SOL discontinued it. And that might also explain why they're selling it for $26, because they got it all at a clearance price or something like that. That's my theory. It might be completely wrong, but I mean, it's as good as explanation as any, as far as I can tell. But yeah, a very interesting kit, eerily similar to the SOL, but slightly different. You know, some useful gear in there, and like I keep saying, it's better than nothing. You know, if you throw this in your glove box, I'd rather have it than nothing, so there's that. And it's interesting, and it has nice packaging, so I don't hate it. You know, it wouldn't be my first pick for a survival kit by any means, but at $26, I don't think it's a rip-off or anything like that. So, you know, it is what it is. It's interesting. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd like to know what you have to say. I'm sure a lot of you will have very colorful opinions about something like this, so feel free to leave those down below. That's going to do it for now. I'm Eric Siegel. This is Kit Bashed Survival. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.